Panama says no to same-sex marriage because it's not a human right. Panama's Supreme Court has ruled that same-sex marriage is not a human right and the country does not have to recognize such unions. According to a judgment published Wednesday, the court had been considering the issue since 2016. Following several appeals from same-sex couples claiming the Central America country's family code was unconstitutional, it only recognizes marriages between a man and a woman. The same-sex couples who filed the suit were attempting to have marriages in other countries legally recognized in Panama. The court, however, said no matter how many changes happen in reality, for now, gay marriage lacks conventional and constitutional recognition. The family code was objectively and reasonably justified in the general interest of giving precedence to those unions capable of establishing families, giving continuity to the human species and therefore to society. In the judgment that applied to all of the court's members, including Panama, the Inter-American Court of Human Rights ruled in 2018 that same-sex couples are entitled to the same marriage rights as opposite-sex couples. However, Costa Rica remains the only Central American country to recognize same-sex marriages. The Catholic Church holds significant political influence in Panama, and the church opposes same-sex marriage. That's a lot for me to unpack because I just can't even imagine not being able to respect someone else's right to be married. And I know it hasn't been long, that we recognize it here in our country. So I do understand. But if they have an international law that says that they should recognize it, then they should.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Well, once again, the Catholic Church rears its hideous head. But maybe neighboring Costa Rica, as they said, where same-sex sexual relations have been legal since 1971, and Colombia, where both homosexuality and gay marriage are legal, maybe they can have some future influence on Panama.
Was it that early for Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm. 71.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's complicated too, because I feel, like we talk about this like it's foreign, but in the United States, we're having serious questions of, as you said, Adriana, right? Like that is, so I mean, the Respect for Marriage Act was only done just a few months ago, really out of respect for the idea that we might very well lose the
And Iowa is trying to block it, is trying to walk away from it altogether.
The problem is, for better or for worse, the line of separation between church and state has been blurred really badly in this country.
That's
true.
I don't know that it ever existed in Central, I'll go so far as to say Central and South America. I
hate to bring the history back, but that's what I do. So it's, but the history of Panama is also really complicated and really, really, essentially framed by its experience to colonialism and imperialism. It was, Google it. Like that is like, it's only really founded to make room for the United States to create, that is like as a country, so that they could build the Panama Canal.
Right.
So that is so, there's a lot of studies that show the more, especially for British colonialism, like places like Jamaica, for example, the higher levels of colonial history and the kind of more embedded that colonialism is into a country, the more homophobic it is. So I mean, there's actual parallels to understanding this, even if we kind of zoom out and think about this differently. And then no doubt the power of the Catholic Church in Latin American countries, but that's also true of Spain, which was actually the forefront, like in
marriage, right? They were,
so,
right. So they got over it.
But they were the colonizers.
Right.
So like,
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.